Currently we have the story quest Wrath of the Titan. I'm assuming we are close to the quest to unlock my class quest to unlock Summon Titan. Before we find out, let's accept some more blue quests around Limsa to unlock a bunch of stuff. It seems the kobolds have summoned Titan again. Now we know for certain what our next goal will be. I went to Lanoskeia and talked to this guy in his underwear. Blue suits him well, without doubt. We got into a duel on who can destroy a boulder the fastest. There seems to be a small disparity between the two sizes of the boulders, but hey, size doesn't matter now, does it? I am not entirely sure what happened here, but he got afraid and stuck himself near his house. He was unable to get out of there. I ran around South Shroud and South Tenaland for our main quest where we had to gather a few things and defeat some enemies. Eventually, I unlocked a new dungeon in Lanoskeia named Bravelock's Longstop. Since my friend had this one unlocked already, he logged on just to do this dungeon with me. After a few minutes, the party was ready to venture in Bravelock's Longstop. The dungeon looks nice, but I got to be honest, I don't even remember doing this dungeon while editing this video. So it didn't do a great job on creating a lasting memory. The dungeon did give me a new wizard head though, that makes things quite even. We had to wait for the tank and the healer, since they had to do something in the middle of the dungeon. I learned I could inspect other people. I noticed the tank had played a lot of classes and jobs. This person must have been playing for a long time. I'm quite impressed. Even though the dungeon itself was for me not that memorable, the last boss did look amazing and it had some fun mechanics. I also got a new robe. My character looks gorgeous again. After running around gathering a lot of stuff and defeating many creatures, I got to the point where my friend was in the main story quest. Now I just had to wait for him to be available, so I did some other stuff in the meantime. Here I learned how to insert materia into my equipment. Since I was near Limsa anyway, I tried it out. I completed the blue quest near the harbor, where I learned about challenge log. We haven't done a lot with it yet, but it seems to be a close resemble of the hunting log. Now that my friend could play again, we instantly continued with the main story quest, where we had to examine some crystal near kobolds. After doing so, we unlocked the naval, which seems to be the trial to defeat Titan. Queued up and ready to go into the naval, we quickly got in a group for this trial. Titan formed out of many rocks. I wasn't sure if I could stand in the orange squares that looked like lava. After running around for a bit, it seems they don't matter in that way. The Titan had a few cool abilities we had to dodge. It also destroyed the platform around us. Guess who died because of it? Well, yeah, not me this time. The healer apparently was just on the edge and fell off. Luckily, I could res him afterwards. It's nice to be able to res while in combat. After defeating Titan, we got our 4th crystal. 2 more to go. Of course, after defeating the 2nd primal, these people were also nearby. They are uncertain of our capabilities. Rightfully so. Now, after defeating Titan, we reported back to the Grand Company. We got a message from Renfilia and should return to the Vesper Bay, where we would celebrate our victory. Upon entering, we were met with a sleepover. Why weren't we invited to this? The Sylph was the only one awake and showed us what really happened after the call. After going to the church near Drybone, we had to go back to Vesper Bay, where we had to gather a few corpses. Why are all the corpses suddenly flowers? Apparently there were more. We gathered the bodies as well, so they could be buried. We also had to report to the Sylphs, because one of their friends also died in this incident. The man dressed in the brown robe apparently is not called Marcus, he is called Sid. Sid tries to remember everything but has a hard time doing so. Going through the North Shroud, we had to go to a new region where we hadn't been yet, called Coerthas. Snowy areas are always nice to have, in my opinion. Before going on with the main story quest, we killed a few more mobs we had left for a hunting log. Continuing with the main story quest, we had to run up this tower, which took us quite some time. When are they exactly going to install an elevator? Here we also realized that, while there is fall damage, you cannot die because of it, meaning you will always have 1 HP after jumping down anywhere, no matter the height. While searching for the missing astrologian, we found some more mobs we needed for the hunting log. After retrieving the stolen goods, we also unlocked the dungeon in this area, since we accepted the blue quest earlier. The dungeon Dasmel Darkhold is now unlocked for us. While at it, we also did this for the dungeon the Arum Veil, which made me reach level 45. We delivered the letter to our Javan. Who even comes up with these names I cannot pronounce? We spoke to a few people around Coerthas. We went back to our Javan and learned that he is concerned about the well-being of Francel. We found Francel in the north of Coerthas together with a few knights. Our Javan is glad that Francel and his knights are safe. Moving forward towards the east, we had to talk to our Linnet to start the battle, only to find out even if we are on the exact same quest, we cannot do those together. Are they ever going to change this? It would be amazing if we could do all those quests together, since we do need to leave the party and remake the party every time around those quests. After our victory, we had to report and deliver some things to our Javan and Francel. We had to go to the northwest. In the meantime, we were discussing what might happen if we reach level 50, since that is the max level for A Realm Reborn. Is it the same as World of Warcraft, where you just go on to the next expansion, or can you just keep on going with the current story and will it flow nicely into the next expansion? Either way, we decided that whatever will happen, we will at least complete the main story quest of A Realm Reborn, even if we don't need to. We spoke to Drillemar, where Guillemot interrupted our conversation and convinced Drillemar to not trust us, because we are foreigners. We have to earn Drillemar his trust as fast as possible. The mud puppy we had to defeat was quickly dealt with, but before reaching Drillemar we noticed a fate event called the Eyes Have It, which had a 30-minute timer instead of a 50-minute timer. Someone was doing this fate and we decided to join in. This seems to be similar to the big plant who destroyed us some time ago. The person who started the fight died quite early into the fight. The plan was that my friend was going to tank and try to kite the boss while I resurrect the stranger, which actually gave me an achievement. Slowly more people joined in to defeat Steropass. I was focusing on healing everyone where I could, to not let anyone die again. This fight took literally 10 minutes. We were so happy we managed to defeat this creature. In the end, we were at like 8 people. We got a fish pet by killing him. 100% worth it. In the cliff we had to search for clues. We didn't notice the path which led us to this dead dragon, so we jumped down just outside town. After gathering evidence that Guillemot is an impostor, Drillemar believed us when we showed it to him. We had to confront Guillemot and the fight took place. He transformed into a worm, it seems. Now that the Inquisitor is dead, we reported back to Alphino and talked to Drillemar. The plan is to go into the dungeon Stone Vigil, which we just unlocked. The average wait time also seems to be a bit higher than other dungeons. For the most part, we waited for 5 to 7 minutes for a dungeon. For this one in particular, the queue popped after 15 minutes. Maybe we were just trying to do this one around the wrong time, where less people were online? Going into the dungeon, it really felt like an old battlefield, where creatures now made this place their home. I am not 100% sure if that is what it is really like, but I will believe it until someone corrects me in the comments. The second boss had a nice mechanic which I remember vividly. Tornadoes spawned and slowly went to the other side of the battlefield, which is nice and something different than I have seen yet in Final Fantasy. Near the end of the dungeon, a dark wizard appeared and noticed our plan is to go after Garuda. He brought the dragon to life and used dark magic to empower it. The second phase of this boss was also quite fun, soaring around the area using some ice blast to defeat us. I love it! Without doubt one of my favorite dungeons for now. Here we apparently got a turquoise-like crystal. Now we have 5 of them, only requiring 1 more to complete our collection. Sid and Alfino came along with a flying machine to get us out. We flew back to Gridania. Time flies when you are having fun. This is also the case for the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Comment down below your thoughts of the game. Do you enjoy the game yourself, or did you also recently start playing Final Fantasy XIV? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more of my videos. And I hope I see you all in the next one. Bye bye!